almost there,
Applejack called, only slowing down slightly to let her friend catch up.
Trust me, Sugar Cube, you'll love it.
You've only said that about 10 times.
Twilight Sparkle shouted above the sound of thunder and the beat of their hooves. Not that she wasn't curious. She'd been in Ponyville for a few months now, and she still had yet to see all of Sweet Apple Acres, so she was actually looking forward to seeing what Applejack had to show her. Part of her hoped it was a secret library, maybe some photo albums of the Apple family's ancestors or stories from the past. Twilight could not think of a better way to spend a rainy afternoon. She finally managed to catch up to Applejack, who led her into the barn just as the first drops began to fall.
So, where's this thing you want to show me?
The other mare grinned and waved a hoof around the space.
You're standing in it, Twilight. This here's my hayloft. I come here anytime it rains.
There wasn't a book in sight, to Twilight's disappointment. All she could see was a bushel bucket of apples, a small lantern, and a platform buried under a pile of hay. The earth pony gave a flying leap and flopped onto the pile, the platform making a creaking noise under her weight.
Come on up.
Are you sure that thing can hold us both?
It looked so old, and the thought of lying on so much hay. Maybe Applejack was used to it, but Twilight felt itchy all over just thinking about it.
Oh, it ain't too far from the ground.
Applejack held out a hoof.
It's really cozy, trust me. Get on up, Sugar Cube.
Applejack, Twilight sighed, knowing she'd never get anywhere arguing with her friend. Against her better judgment, she grabbed Applejack's hoof and let herself be pulled on board.
I always come out here to listen to storms. Rain sounds real spooky beating against the outside, and sometimes it's nice to be someplace quiet for a while.
Boy, do I ever know how that feels.
Twilight squirmed as she tried to get used to the hay rubbing against her body. It wasn't as itchy as she'd feared, but it still felt weird. It almost tickled, and it was hard not to make a face at the sensation.
You?
Applejack smiled at her in the darkness.
Since when do you ever need peace and quiet? All you've got is Spike and the owl.
Twilight rolled her eyes.
Ever tried living with Spike? Sometimes one baby dragon can be as noisy as 50 ponies.
Point taken. Hey, don't you want to come closer? You're all the way at the edge.
Before Twilight could answer, Applejack threw a foreleg across her hip and pulled her closer. And now the hay tickled. She just barely managed to suppress a giggle at the sensation.
Oh, thanks. This is kind of nice.
The rain and the darkness and the tiny light from the lantern created a mysterious, almost romantic atmosphere. And the warmth of Applejack's body. Wait, was she blushing? It wasn't as if she'd never snuggled up to her or any of her other friends.
I really like the lantern,
she added quickly.
Ain't it? Told you it'd be nice. Winter is pretty old, but it still works okay. I like when there's only a little light in here. Makes it nice and spooky.
Applejack grinned.
Like there could be a ghost floating around in here watching us.
Twilight shivered, pulling closer to her friend.
What kind of ghost?
Farms could be haunted, couldn't they?
A big one, all floaty and grey with hollow eyes and no mouth.
Applejack's voice dropped to a whisper.
But it still moans all night, every night, chasing every pony this way and that.
Ugh.
Twilight shuddered.
What did it want from them?
The back of her neck prickled with fright, momentarily distracting her from the hay prickling through her coat.
No pony knows, just floating and moaning, moaning and floating all over the farm.
Applejack's grin became a sneer.
Someday, though, it's gonna bust in and snatch up some pony, taking him off to parts unknown. Might be even the ever-free forest.
Both of them shouted as thunder boomed loudly, shaking the little enclosure. The platform suddenly gave way, sending 2 shrieking ponies and a pile of hay tumbling to the ground. Hay scattered every which way, but most of it landed on Twilight. Now she couldn't even try not to laugh. Applejack gave her a weird look.
Hey now, don't try pretending like that wasn't so scary. You were screaming as loudly as me.
It's not the story. It's all his hay.
A gleam came into Applejack's eye.
Didn't realize you were a ticklish sugar cube.
With a grin, she took a little pile of hay between her teeth and straddled Twilight's lower body.
Applejack, what are you? Applejack, stop it!
The ends of the hay were brushing against her neck in rapid circles. Twilight gasped and squirmed beneath the earth pony, but Applejack was relentless.
Stop! Stop it!
Nope.
Applejack said around the hay. She took some between her front hooves, rubbing it all over Twilight's sides. She could not decide if this was cold-blooded torture or not, or if her protests were sincere. Since she'd never even thought Twilight was ticklish, was she? Or was it all Applejack's doing?
I mean it! Cut it out,
Or what?
Applejack dropped the hay from her mouth, and with a sudden rush of energy, Twilight flipped them over, taking some hay between her hooves.
Or this!
She cried, and began to dust the hay all over Applejack's neck and belly. Applejack yelped and began to thrash underneath her.
Well, Twilight, that ain't fair.
But they both knew it was, and soon they were a rolling ball of shrieks and giggles as each pony tried to one-up the other. Twilight even had a piece between her teeth and did not care. Finally, they were exhausted, lying side by side on the ground and panting.
Now, that is one heck of a way to spend a rainy day. Admit it, Sugar Cube. You're having fun too.
Well,
Twilight smiled, leaning against her friend.
maybe it wasn't so bad.
I'll take that as a yes.
The farm pony grinned, resting her head against Twilight's.
You feel all nice and toasty.
It
It's pretty warm in here.
Twilight said with a yawn. Their noses met and rubbed together. Not quite a kiss, but still just as meaningful. Neither pony seemed alarmed by this, other than a blush from Twilight. They curled their bodies closer together as they let the steady fall of the raindrops lull them both to sleep.